What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about BCHG. We'll also do some LTCN in this video. Shout out to CJ Spano Spano. I don't know, one of those. CJ, we're doing this for you. Hit the like button, subscribe, you guys. Let's get into it, okay? $3.64 right now. 2 days, 3 hours left in the week, in the month, not in the week. The week is closed. It is the weekend right now. We're going to do some weekend analysis here. Okay, so up 16.8%. That's nice. What's BCH? Is BCH up 16% this month? Man, if you're up more than BCH, that'd be very encouraging. If you're not, that's okay, but it would be encouraging. I think it would be encouraging. Okay, we'll take any upside with BCHG, but I don't know why, man. Things have been so slow. Okay, 18%. 18% this month for BCH, 16% for BCHG. That's not bad, considering especially, we did move up over the past couple of days. We moved up on Friday a little bit too by the end of the day there. It's the weekend, so we might be moving up. I would think BCHG does move up starting next week. But, okay, so we're on par with BCH more or less. Okay, looking at the daily time frame here. Daily RSI looks super bullish. Yeah, we're primed. We're primed and ready, you guys. We're going to see some fantastic growth probably over the coming week to open up July. Maybe you see a little bit of downside, and that's okay if you do. You could move up a little bit, and then going into July, you see a higher low, something like this, and then you continue to grow. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Okay, I think everything's good. That was just loud. I do believe that we're going to move up. This looks like a very productive daily RSI. Weekly time frame here, we are turning the boat around, right? You were overbought, very, very overbought, and that's nice to see back in 2024. You couldn't get oversold even in your most bearish times. You actually have a bottoming pattern in your RSI and Adam and Eve. And yes, you can have bottoming patterns, and you can have patterns in your RSI, absolutely. Inverse head and shoulders, wedges, triangles, like it all Adam and Eve's, I mean, they work out. It doesn't matter. It's not akin only to price charts, right? So having a bottoming pattern like this on your weekly time frame, you guys, whenever you start getting to the overbought zone, you guys remember what it's like, right? It might be a long time, might have been a long time ago, but you remember what it's like to get overbought, right? You remember this? Let's go. Let's take a walk through memory lane here, right? Getting overbought means from a low to a high in 3 weeks' time, you moved up 3.7x. Getting overbought means, and here you weren't overbought. We're not even going to go from the low. We're just going to go from when you started getting overbought. From this low, 2 weeks later, you're up 2x. 3, 4, 5 weeks later, you're up 2.5x, right? Month and a half, a month's time, something like that. Getting overbought means from a low, this week we got overbought, so we'll take this low to high. In about 5 weeks' time, you did a 7x, right? Crazy, crazy growth. And that's what's coming our way. We're not overbought yet. We're in these pre-overbought moments where we're loading, right? Where we were loading. We're loading right now, much like this one here. And I think that we're getting set up for a move, a rather robust upside movement, right? You've been in a bear market. Let's call it a bear market, man, because it's been over a year, a bear market in the Grayscale trusts here. You're going to see some upside pretty soon. 1, 2, 3-legged correction. Very, very casual, very, very normal stuff here. If we're taking this from an overall low to an overall high, you've found support at the 0.5, kind of obscure. Would have thought you'd go to the golden ratio, but hey, that's fine. I don't mind this. It's not a problem that you didn't go to the golden ratio. That's fine. High to low, likely what you're going to see, just based off of what we've seen so far as price action goes, I wouldn't be surprised if you saw something that takes you all the way up to the golden ratio at $9.50 to $11.30. Hell, you could go higher than that. But it makes sense. Golden ratio, find resistance there, right? Right there in the golden zone, right here at prior areas of resistance, and a little bit of support here on this shelf. Even a little bit of support back here, dating all the way back here. You've shown significance in this area, so it might make sense that you go there. I want to make this white because it's just, I think, stands out more. Something around $10, psychological resistance, right? That makes a lot of sense to me. So I think that's where you're going to go, probably between now and the end of July or sometime in August. Going further and throughout the rest of the year, I wouldn't be surprised. And you know what? Actually, hold on. Wait a second. Hold on. No. I take it back. Okay, hold on. I'm thinking about this wrong. Whoa, no, because this is backed in Bitcoin Cash. No. If BCHG was to do a 3x, that'd mean BCH does like a 2x. That's not happening. No, that's not happening. Oh man, I almost made a gross misrepresentation of what Bitcoin Cash Grayscale Trust is going to do. High to low, guys, BCH, Bitcoin Cash itself, is going to see a move that's like 3.5x. Okay? It's going to see something that's like 3x to 4x. Okay, that's what's happening for Bitcoin Cash. If Bitcoin Cash is doing a 3 to 4x, BCHG is going to go higher. It's going to do more. It's going to do a more x, right? So 3 to 4x for Bitcoin Cash might imply like a 5 to 10x for BCHG, in which case we'd be looking at $18, potentially maybe at $45. You guys, we're going to be at $18 to $45 for BCHG by the end of July or sometime in August, probably in August. That's what's going to happen, okay? That is what's going to happen. You're going to see an exceptional move. It's going to, wow, yeah, you're going to rip, man. It's probably going to eclipse this move and this move that you saw. Maybe it'll be on par with what you saw here with this move. It's not going to be like these ones. I did it wrong comparing it to here. No, we're going to see something even more fantastic than that. Absolutely. Wow, crazy stuff. Yeah, because Bitcoin Cash, we're about to break out, you guys. We're about to break out of a multi-cycle, lifelong consolidation phase. You're so close to breaking out of it. When you break out of it, you're not stopping here. You're going all the way up to the 786, man. You're going to see probably like a 3.5x, 3.6x. And if Bitcoin Cash does a 3.5x, you're going to do a 6x here, which again, 6x, that's pretty comparable from a low to a high. That's a 7x move right there. Pretty damn comparable, right? If you see a move like that from here, I mean, that puts you up at like $20. You're probably going to go around $20, if not higher. Like, if not genuinely, you could go all the way up to $45. That's your next target area. Crazy stuff in a very short amount of time. By the end of the cycle, and this hasn't changed, even though this downtrend was worse than I think any of us expected it to be, unfortunately, Grayscale, and this is why, again, I think we all learned a very, very valuable lesson. And I learned this myself already, but I've been trying to say this, all in 2024 and in 2023. People ask, if you like Bitcoin Cash so much, why don't you invest in the Grayscale Trust? And I said, yeah, you can get more reward, but there's more risk too. Why is there more risk? Because now you're dealing with people. Bitcoin Cash is code. It's not people, right? The code's not going to lie to you. It's not going to betray you. Grayscale Trust, there's CEOs. There's people in charge. They can dilute the shares. They can sell to private placement investors, right? And they did. And it screws the people who are actually like the people who are investing that are retail investors or not private placement, right? Just, it's not fair. It's not fair to the average participant. And they don't care because they're cashing out hand over fist. The company's cashing out, they don't care. And hopefully what they did was they took that cash hand over fist and they added to their reserves to hopefully boost your bags in time. I think if you're holding out, you will be vindicated in a short amount of time, guys. I wouldn't doubt at all that by the end of this cycle, and I haven't changed this perspective at all, even with this torrential downtrend, I haven't changed this perspective at all. I wouldn't be surprised in the least if and when we saw new all-time highs. Okay, that's my expectation. I think that by the end of the cycle, BCHG will likely see targets that are around, something above $100, maybe up to $250. Much past that, I don't feel comfortable saying just because of how horrible it's performed, but 66x, yeah, I think we could see that between now and the great thing is, guys, this cycle I think is continuing into 2026, where before I was thinking it'd end in October, November. There wasn't a chance in hell that we would see this kind of movement in that amount of time, right? For a while I was thinking that, but that's what some like this caused some issues with that line of thinking, right? Maybe we wouldn't see 250, but we would still see new all-time highs. We've always thought we'd see new all-time highs. But 2026 being the top for Bitcoin Cash, early 2026, I think does allow a $250 price, maybe a $527 price. I think if you've been holding, if you've been waiting, if you've been stacking and adding more, you will be vindicated in time, okay? LTCN, we'll do this one real quick, okay? Litecoin's about to make a hell of a move too, you guys. I think if we look at LTC here, USD, get that on here. I'm anticipating that Litecoin, in the same time that Bitcoin Cash makes its phenomenal move up to its last cycle's highs, I think that LTC will also go to its prior cycle highs as well. It'll probably see a move that's on the lines of like a 4.8x. 4.8x, if not there, then at least a 3.5x, right? But if LTC does that, LTCN is going to do like double that, right? 3.5x would then imply what, a 6x? So we're going to be around like $45 to $50 by the end of July, August, somewhere in that time frame. And if not there, if we see a 4.7x, maybe what we see is like an 8x, a 9x. We're just above these highs, right? We're going to see an immaculate, robust move. And I think this is going to put those Grayscale trusts back on the map, man. It's going to bring in a whole new class of investors because people are going to be aware of the premiums. The premiums are going to start to come back. Very bullish on the weekly RSI. Yes, you've been in the dumps, but getting overbought to this degree and not being oversold, I mean, it's a bullish testament in itself. When you got overbought, you had a very nice parabolic move. Again, just like Bitcoin Cash, you had a 1, 2, 3-legged move to the downside. Classic casual consolidation phase there. From a low to a high, finding support in the golden ratio zone. Everything's perfect, man. And again, just like Bitcoin Cash, I haven't doubted for a second, or BCHG, I haven't doubted for a second that we wouldn't see new all-time highs by the end of the cycle for LTCN. I really still do think that we will. And with that, LTCN might outperform BCHG. We've also theorized that for a while, that on this next move up, LTCN, I haven't forgotten, would outperform BCHG. If it goes to new all-time highs, you're going to see something that's above like an 80x already, right? Let alone if you go higher. From a high here to a low there, going up to the 2272 maybe. Something that's on the lines like 160x, if not the 1886 at a minimum, that's like a 60x in itself. So crazy, crazy growth. If Litecoin does what I think it'll do by the end of the cycle and goes to multiple thousands of dollars, even several thousands of dollars, LTCN should have no problem growing in that same amount of time. But I think that we found our low for all of them. Weekly RSI looks great for LTCN, as it does for BCHG. LTCN's daily RSI, it's kind of volatile, kind of neutral, but I like what you're doing here. You have the potential to set up some bullish stuff. I think you're just waiting on LTC to show its strength. That's it, and it will. It will soon enough. So I got nothing else. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, all right? Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye. Peace. Peace, bros and girls and sisters and mothers and brothers, and I'm going to end the video.